Hey there, it's Heather, your stay-at-home saving supermom. I'm here making life work on one income without sacrificing the fun. From budgeting wins to grocery hauls, plus some bonus content once in a while, I've got you covered. Let's hop right in. Welcome back for another weekly budget. We are going to be working in our with our first paycheck of April. So happy April. I know it's a couple days in, but I hope this week was good to you guys. I am getting super close to my birthday, so I'm super excited. My birthday is next weekend. So I have been doing a little bit of celebrating. On the 1st, I went to a concert with my stepmom. I had talked about it in previous videos, but I had so much fun. It was so amazing. We saw Alexandra Kay, and then Logan Crosby open for her, and I had no idea who he was until my stepmom had told me that he was in season 1 of Claim to Fame. And if you have watched that show, I forget what streaming service it's on. Essentially it's like a almost like a Guess Who kind of game. You come in as a celebrity relative, and it doesn't matter how you're related to the person, whether it's your sister, your brother, your aunt, your mom, your dad, your great grandfather, your great 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 ancestor. And so anyway, Logan Crosby was on season 1, and if you haven't seen the show and you want to see the show, I'm about to spoil it for you, but he was the runner-up in season 1, and Logan's uncle is Jason Aldean. So I had no idea that the two were the same person. But when I looked him up, I was able to kind of put the puzzle pieces together. But I've never heard him sing before, so that was my first time hearing him. And he's really good. If you like country music, he is super good. He is all over the streaming services that provide music. So I listen to him on Spotify. I already saved a couple of his songs to my playlist, and I am definitely going to be listening to him this summer. I really like it. Anyway, so I hope your week was amazing, and we're gonna hop into our budget breakdown. It's going to be a little bit different this month because my husband did end up getting a raise. Okay, I had to mute this part because I ended up just overcomplicating things, but essentially, at the beginning of the year last year in January, my husband's company that he works for ended up demerging into 2 different buildings. So instead of being in charge of 4 brands for under the car dealership that he works for, he now is only in charge of 1 brand. And his old pay plan, he was still getting paid under all 4, and so they ended up changing it just recently. So I'm going to let the rest of my video go through, and then I'll explain more in the video about the new pay plan. So I had to just kind of explain that part in here because it was just way too confusing. For the longest time, all the way up until recently, he was still getting paid with his old pay plan, and that was before the demerge. And so because the demerge is now over a year in, they decided to rewrite his pay plan, and he's been in this position since January of last year. So it's been a year and 4 months. And so he's never had a raise since he moved up. And so I keep telling him that he deserves this raise. He works really hard, and he's the hardest worker. And I am just so proud of him, and his higher ups keep praising him and everything. And so he's just the type of person that just doesn't like asking for things. And I'm going way into this, but long story short, he finally got the raise that he really, really, really deserves. However, it was supposed to start today, or how we thought it was. It's not supposed to start until next week. So this is going to be the last paycheck that I'm budgeting at $860, and then the new paycheck, we don't know how much it is going to be after taxes. So I am also going to be waiting until Friday afternoon next week so that I can wait until we get the paycheck before I can actually start budgeting. However, if you're new here, I do not cash stuff his entire paycheck. We automatically put a certain dollar amount straight into the savings, like old school. You take some money from your paycheck and you put it away and you forget about it. We do that with his paycheck every single week, just because we want to make sure that at the very least X amount of money is going in, and no matter what his paycheck looks like, no matter how long it takes me to do these challenges, no matter what our spending looks like for the month, we are at least putting away something. And I don't share that number with you. I already share more than enough. And so I don't share that number with you. I don't share his entire paycheck number. I don't share his annual salary or even his weekly salary. I just share with what I am cash stuffing, aside from the $50 of gas that we do virtually. And that's only because I used to cash stuff it, but now he just uses his debit card and he just swipes. So he gets like extra points with that. So we just recently started doing that as a virtual transaction a couple of months ago. So I still keep that within the budget that I work with, and I just keep that separate from the cash. So long-winded, but I am going to be working with our last $860, and then next week and then following from there will definitely be totally different. I just don't know what that number is yet. So because his new pay plan is different, he also has a new way of his commission bonus, and so essentially it's going to be lower than what we're used to, but his weekly paychecks are higher than what we're used to. So essentially what came out of his, I need to gather my words. What came out of what we would normally get in his commission bonus is going to be making up in the weekly paychecks, and it's going to be a significantly higher monthly that I'm going to be working with. I just, like I said, I don't know what that number is going to look like. So I ended up having to switch my normal bills and expense stuffing, and you're gonna be going along with me on this ride, because again, I am completely in the dark with everything right now, and so I just want to make sure that at the very least all of my bills and expenses are paid, and then debt and savings come after. So this is what I came up with this week, and it looks a little bit wonky, but you're just gonna have to stick with me and trust the process just as much as I'm gonna have to trust the process. So I did lower our grocery bill, or our grocery spending this week. So I'm only giving us $120. We are going to be shopping solely out of our freezer. We do have a bunch of meat still. We do have a bunch of freezer meals, like shrimp and other things like that. So I'm hoping that we are going to be okay grocery wise, and that we have some rollover so that I can roll it over into debt, because that took a significant hit this week. So that's my overall plan. Mortgage is going to be getting $175 this week. Gas and electric, and then same with phone and Wi-Fi. Those are both going to be getting $55. Loan is going to be getting $75. My subscriptions is getting $40. We did not raise or change any of the monthly total outcomes of all of these, just because the way that the bonus is going to be significantly lower than what we're used to. I wanted to kind of beef up what the weekly stuffings are going to be, just because I want to make sure that by the end of the month I have the total amount that what I need. Because if you remember what I used to do for specifically for mortgage, every single bonus paycheck I would put $1,300 because our total is $1,755, and I used to put $1,300 alone during our bonus, but now that our bonus is going to be a little bit lower than what we're used to, we think, we're honestly, we're really not sure, but we're anticipating it to be lower. Then I can't rely on $1,300 solely for mortgage because we aren't sure how much the bonus is going to be. So I raised my weekly stuffing just so that we can get to that $1,755 at the end of the month. Water, we are going to be skipping this week because we had just paid our bill last month, and so we still have a couple of months before our next one comes. And so, especially since next month is going to be a magic month, I am going to kind of compromise what I wasn't able to do in the month of April. I will do with the magic month paycheck in May, so I'm not worried about that right now. And then the last thing that we're going to be stuffing for bills and expenses is medical. Sorry, I got interrupted by a kid. So the last thing we're going to be stuffing or doing for our bills and our expenses is medical, and that is going to be getting $135 this week. So let's go ahead and grab the calculator, and we are going to add this all up. So our bills come to $655. And then up here, we are going to be skipping mine this week, and then we're going to be focusing on my husband's, and he's only going to be able to get $10 this week. And like I said, I'm really hoping that we have some rollover money from groceries and that we can put that towards my husband's credit card. And then if that's the case, then I will let you know. I might do it in a short video, just to kind of do a quick update. So keep an eye out for some new shorts this week, just so that I can just make that a quick adjustment, and then I'll just put that directly into his credit card envelope, and then I'll just keep you updated with that over there in my shorts. So the good thing about kind of changing up the bills and expenses and then the debt, I was able to get everything, pretty much everything that I wanted for our savings challenges this week. So the only difference is for Saturday, Saving Saturday, is that instead of our usual $40, I was only able to come with $25, and that is perfectly fine. Saving Saturday, I usually do $1 per icon, so that's it's not really too big of a deal for right now. And then Sunday Funday, I was able to come with our usual $100. And then same with $2 Tuesday, I was able to come with the usual $20. I am not going to be stuffing any extra binders with this paycheck. And let's make sure, okay, so the total, I don't need the calculator. The total for this is $145. So let's go down here, and we have our income for $860. We have our virtual gas money for $50. Our debt is $10. Our expenses was $655. And then our sinking funds was $145. So let's add these four numbers up and make sure it was $860. And it is. Perfect. All right, so that is all for today, and come back tomorrow so that you can watch all of this be stuffed. I will divide all of the sinking funds money into the respective binders, and then we will cash stuff my bills envelope, or my bills binder, and then yeah, we will, and we'll do so we'll do cash stuffing in the morning, and then we will do the Saving Saturday in the afternoon. And then on Sunday, we'll do Sunday Fun Day. Monday, we will do the grocery haul. And I did get my Thrive Market April box, and that is from our online groceries. That is what we use for our monthly snacks and little goodies and stuff. And we did receive that on Thursday, so I did do a recording on that, but I will add that into the grocery haul on Monday. And then Tuesday, we'll do our $2 Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, we will have some time off. I know pretty much the last month, I had 7 days a week, I had at least one video coming out. And so this week we're going to be taking a little bit of a break, and then we will be back at it next week. And then, yeah, so stay tuned for the rest of this weekend and the coming week, and for all of the new videos. So thanks for hanging out with me today. If you love saving money without missing out on life, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and stick around for more budget-friendly fun. Always remember, you are amazing, you are worthy, and you are more than enough. I'll see you next time.